as UST, all right, and also our neighboring schools, talking about Futo as well. I'm talking about, in the early 2000s to the mid 2000s, it was a big problem, right? Now, my first 2 years in school, everybody, hey, go and join fellowship. Everybody go and do something. So, called groups, won't come for you. There's something interesting. It was a wave across Nigeria at that point in time. I would say between the year 2008, right? 2008, 2009, there was this wave. Those of you who remember, there's this wave of renouncing. Individuals who used to be members of these confraternities were renouncing. And they were doing it publicly. They'll come out, I'm giving my life to Christ, I'm born again, blah, 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 blah. Some said it was all a hoax to escape. Others, claimed that there was a genuine move. And it was real. But you see, the idea of confraternity isn't bad. No, I'm not asking anybody to go and join any confraternity. But let us, for the sake of this conversation, be as honest, as transparent, and as logical as we need to be. First and foremost, definition of a confraternity. Listen to this, please. Definition of a confraternity: a group of men united for some particular purpose, especially, this is interesting, especially Christian laymen organized for religious or charitable services, or a brotherhood. Once again, confraternity, noun. A group of men united in some particular purpose. So if you're listening to me and your dad is a member of St. Vincent de Paul, or is a member of Knights of St. Jude, of St. John, or all the other night groups that you have, ladies and gentlemen, that is a confraternity. And there's nothing wrong with the phrase itself, right? Because on the global stage, you often hear confraternity of nations. Yes, a brotherhood of nations. At that time, what I remember was a lot of young men were running away from these confra, as we've now known it to be, and they were now trying to make money. Some are either getting into quote-unquote forex or maybe online fraud. But in 2024, whispers have got into my ear in Port Harcourt. And I have to ask you, because we have a big gang problem here. We can't even deny it. We can't deny it. Whether it's they bad, they well, they're hungry, they're sad, they're all dying all over the place, right? But it seems like those particular groups, those gangs, were usually for the community boys. But the whispers have come again that they're coming and they're rearing their heads in our tertiary spaces. My one question this morning is this: if people run away from gangs, from confra, aka confra, those days when we're university, what is making them come back now? What is the lure? L-U-R-E. Is it still strong in our universities? That's the only question I want to ask you as a Port Harcourt resident, as a Port Harcourt young man, or someone who has lived through that notion or who has lived through that life. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your conversation station.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
And now, hello Port Harcourt with Jude on 92.3 Nigeriainfo.
017-923-0002, 017-923-0003, 017-923-0002, 017-923-0003. Muriel is on the line from Okrika. Let's get to quickly hear from her. Muriel, good morning to you. Welcome.
Hi, Jude. Good morning.
Good morning, please.
Happy New Monday.
I wish you the same. Welcome.
Look, Jude, I grew up close to Agri Road. Anyone that knows it. And there are times when you see some group of very successful men and they their leader is along the Agri there, and he was successful as well. And this pirate confraternity. And when you stand and both yourself, you see the way how successful they are. Someone might be encouraged, you will say, if this is what confraternity is all about, then it's fine, it's okay. When they come in and instead of they're working with their families, they come for their meetings and they get together. I'm pretty sure that when they say Ika was their patron, the originator or the founder, and he is doing well as well. Intelligent man, I was in school when I was at university. I saw this, what they call them, these guys that play drums and there's the pictures and the gyrate, So what they call them?
Care guys. I think it's care guys you're referring to.
Right, definitely. They are normal. Even in my postmates, they are just okay. You know that certainly these ones are not in any court. All these meaningless courts. They are just there. And if you belong to this care guys and you belong to HU or one of these fellowships, you see that court guys, they just let you be. Because they know that which ones are the ones that have heads. So I think the fraternity should be set from this their cause. Is it the same thing? One is the same meaning. Cause is different. Yeah. And young boys are running for most times, most of the same reasons why people join confraternities for safety.
For safety, but that's the thing. Confraternities and that's when it's a bit of a mix. Dakuku's nature. Dakuku, do you think? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, please.
This is Dakuku from Abokeche.
Go on, please.
The topic you bring out before, this country we are. Instead of you to be in a good direction, we always go to the bad direction because of the politicians we have, the greedy politicians we have in this country. That is why you see courts cannot stop in this country. Even in our institution, most of the lecturers belong to each court, and most of the
strong allegations.
Today, courts cannot stop in our various universities because that is where the things will come out. I'm just telling the truth. Even most of our policemen, all forces we have, most of them belong. Politicians are the worst. The parties cannot be able to stop. They make use of those guys in order to operate and achieve their ends in politics. I'm not telling you that's the only thing. When they go to the university, they are not lent to the lecturers and pick up the most of the parties guys. Use them as what they use them. That's what they can do.
Interesting. We'll be back after this break, please.
You are tuned in to
Nigeriainfo. We'll be right back after this.
From the dark underbelly of Nigeria's crime world to the distant shores of Africa, prepare for a cross-continental journey for crime, drama, intrigue, deception, and heart-pounding determination as one journalist will do anything it takes to expose the truth.
Watch Oloture, The Journey, now playing on Netflix with plans starting from 1,600 Naira only.
Oh, Janet, what are you buying there?
It's oil for cooking.
Unbranded oil in a bottle?
It's something affordable and it works just fine for me.
You should buy Devon King's oil. It's a good quality vegetable oil fortified with vitamin A.
That sounds like a choice.
You can buy according to your budget and still enjoy delicious meals.
That's true. I will make sure to tell everyone I know.
That's right, my dear friend.
Devon King's. Taste that binds. Available in all stores nationwide.
The I Beg to Differ Debate Tournament, the Nationals, is coming. August 12th in Lagos. Witness the brightest minds from across the country in a battle of intellect and eloquence.
Have you ever wondered if controlling resources will be the key to dismantling?
Yes, a child has not been properly academically satisfied.
Has such person not also get experience, like your fifth point?
Experience fierce competition.
Peace cannot be kept by force. It's not because there's natural resources there.
Persuasive arguments.
I believe that through a balanced approach to religion and education.
Don't you think that such a person is old enough to decide?
And innovative thinking.
By 1985, the poverty level was below 46%. If they don't have money for tuition, are you saying they are not going to be accountable?
Whether you're a debater or a spectator, Mark your calendars for August 12, 2024. I beg to differ. The Nationals in Lagos, Nigeria. Get ready to be part of history. For sponsorship and other inquiries, call Port Harcourt Jetta on 0809 993 0149, 0809 993 0149, or send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm. I beg to differ students debates competition. The Tournament of Champions.
This is Nigeria's #1 talk radio station. Nigeriainfo.
Morning to have great conversations. Wherever you're listening to us in the city of Port Harcourt in particular, I'd like to welcome you. Those of you who are online, yes, I know you're probably following us, and if you don't know how you can do so, these are the links. Now, for Facebook and X, at Nigeriainfo.ph, at Nigeriainfo.ph, that's where we stream on these platforms, at Nigeriainfo.ph. You can also, from your browser, use the Nigeriainfo website or app. You can download the app. Go to www.nigeriainfo.fm, www.nigeriainfo.fm, and then / get to see us in Port Harcourt. If you are in Port Harcourt, or if you're outside Port Harcourt, you want to listen to us, yes, the Lagos and Abuja studios also live at the moment. So there's a lot of variety, great conversation across board. You want to stick around to get all these and more on this platform. But now, let's get to our conversation starter this morning. We're talking about confraternities, and I like for us to actually establish why they have been abused and glorified. Because once again, if you missed my intro and my explanation, let me read the definition once again. What is a confraternity? Noun: a group of men united for some particular purpose, especially Christian laymen organized for religious or charitable service. A brotherhood. And I made mention, if you or your father or your uncle belongs to the Knights of St. John, Knights of St. Stephen, is there Knights of St. Stephen? No, I know there's a Knights of St. Michael, or is this Mulumba somewhere. But once you're in that group, hey, as a brotherhood, you're united in a particular cause, a particular purpose. That's a confraternity, right? It's a brotherhood, a group of men, and sometimes even women, right? Sometimes it could be for the purpose of a profession. So in a sense, right, those of you who are in enemy, that's a confraternity of sorts, right? But more often than not, it's a religious society, all right, usually of laymen with devotional or charitable purposes. Now, in the US, it's a big deal. When I mean big deal, particularly, in the big universities, all right, they have confraternities, they have groups, they even have sororities. Sororities is sisterhood, from the Greek word sororitas, sisterhood. Now, these groups, right, they are found on campuses. And those of you who used to like dance movies, remember those days when we used to have dance movies? So what was that? What's that show? There's so many movies those days when Nigerians are all over the world, everybody wanted to watch a dance movie, dance competitions. If you remember, they used to be in groups, in confraternity houses or sorority houses, Beta, Alpha, Sigma, and they'd be doing all those kind of dance moves, and everybody's like, oh, wow, yeah. Those were confraternities. Those, for the females, were sororities. If you've seen the movie Pitch Perfect, where everybody is coming together, they're all singing a cappella, all the females, that is, that's the Baden Bellas, that is a sorority. What do they do? In this case, they are singing, they are dancing. And the aim is when you graduate from school with their connections. Oh, used to be a Beta Kappa Alpha Phi, whatever, member. All right. Oh, my son is here. He can help you get the job. It's very similar to the organizations almost all of you have in this country from your local government. Wepawanu is in Port Harcourt. So if you are from Esako, for example, and you associate yourself with the Wepawanu clan, they help you. Oh, you need a job. Okay, one of our bros, is the one in charge of this site. You can go and, start working there. Sororities, confraternities. But what was happening on our campuses was violence, subjugation, extortion, and sadly, murder. The police say, no, we don't want you guys with your confraternities to be celebrating and be happy. So in itself, the confraternity got abused and then glorified because power. But in 2008, 2009, it started to drop. I said, groups, I like to say that they are. They were renouncing from these confraternities that they joined. But the whispers have started coming through. It's like they're going back. And I'm curious, why are the younger ones going back to something that was left behind?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
017-923-0003, 017-923-0007. Zion is on the line. Let's get to say hello to Zion. Zion, good morning to you, please.
Good morning to you.
Welcome.
Thomas Huxley's Laws of Nature once stated clearly, the first law of nature tells you to seek for peace. The second law tells you to lay down your right for peace. It also provided that upon this safely delivery of laying down of your right, when peace is being adjudicated, then the authorities will protect you. In an environment like Nigeria, where the authorities cannot provide for you, cannot protect you, fraternities, cultisms, and groups will emanate to protect their rights. The essence of these fraternities is because of the inadequate distribution of the nation's wealth, nation's patrimonies, and the benefit of you as a citizen of a nation.
Are you particularizing to Nigeria in this instance, and Port Harcourt in particular?
This is our case here. Port Harcourt here.
Okay.
The reason they join these societies is to gain contracts, to get jobs, have access to the nation's wealth or the state wealth, and thereon, and power. Now we they in charge. Are you aware that most of these bus drivers are same called group with these touts on the junctions? Most of these bus drivers, when they get to these bus stops, they don't pay because they are members of same called group with the touts there. Sir, is because of the Thomas Hobbes law that told you and I to lay down our law, our right not to defend ourselves. That law that told us to come together, that law that binds us together, which we did not define as Africans, as Nigerians before adopting it, is a problem. As an German from Bayelsa, why should I lay down my crude oil for you to come and annex? And you take my crude oil, you give me nothing, I'm still suffering. And when I talk, you say you are bringing laws for me. What you expect me to do when I saw my children going hungry, my community devastated? You bring the army to shoot you, your oil will spill. You will say, no, you will not clean it up. I will suffer. What do you expect? I will form gangs. If they come here next time again, we will chase them. Let's be honest to ourselves. Because the society of which is the government, according to Thomas Hobbes' law, that say we should lay down our right, did not give me provision to protect me, did not give me the right for me to benefit. What do you expect?
Okay, let's bring that. So it's a very brilliant analogy. Ibiso's on the line. Ibiso, I'm coming to you very shortly, please. Let's bring it down to the universities now in Rivers State. Like I said, whispers have been coming through, filtering. Why are they coming back? They're
coming back because this environment now is porous. Do you know what is happening on campuses today? Do you know the stealing, the looting, the oppression, the bullying going on campuses today? When we were in school then, well, I don't know about those, but I was in the era where cultism was in the highest peak. The highest peak. We saw the oppression. Now it's going on. The school, you don't give them security. Mention one school that have their security functioning. One university in Nigeria, in Port Harcourt. Mention one university have their security. That goes around to protect the students. Mention one. The last time I challenged us, mention one university that have the complaint desk for the students to complain and they will be protected. So what do you expect them to do? They better join call to protect themselves.
Ibiso on Audley Road. Ibiso, welcome, please. Thank you very much.
Good morning and happy working day.
I wish you the same. Welcome, please.
My brother, when you're talking about confraternity, to me, those in Nigeria here, the orientation they gave them. So, now, I was watching a movie called just later at your own silent time.
I've seen the movie. I've seen the movie.
Yes.
I've seen the
boy
movie.
The father is a senior man in the game. And they bring that boy on deck according to their language. And now the boy finally be the superior and overtake the father. Now in that area, you know that they are doing it in their own way. I'm not in it, so I'm just watching it. But here in Nigeria now, dude, when people from a lecturer are there, police are there. Go to UST. The front gate have the ones they are supporting. The back gate have the ones they are supporting. If they arrest you and maybe if you are their person, you be free. But you are the arrival, you perish there. In Nigeria, in the orientation they give them. Now, when you're talking about Chopu, when Obasanjo come on board, Chopu denounced confraternity. In the campus, we have different flags in the campus. But now, what we are seeing is they will go to the streets, initiate children of 13 to 15 years with Fanta. Initiate them.
Really?
So you see that the confraternity they are celebrating don't have value again. But yeah, you see a cab driver, they are shaking in their own way. Sometimes policeman will want to shake you, want to give you signal to know whether you belong to his own side or you belong to the enemy, because they know the kind of handshake they give. In Nigeria, yeah.
Okay, so once again, Ibiso, hello, Ibiso. I don't know if you're conversant with what's going on in the universities, because like I said, whispers have been coming through. But why do you think, or if you know, why do you think this thing is coming back again into the universities? That's what we're asking.
Why is coming back? Now, the politicians are using these boys on the streets. Before, it's the campus confraternity. Now, the campus is the senior brother to the ones on the street. So they are blending together. They are seeing that this thing that we left before, they are still making gain in it. Let's just go back to it. Look at Freemason, for example. Are they displaying here on the streets? Look at pirates. Are they displaying here on the streets? They have different confraternity. But the ones here, I don't want to call their name. They are just like granite sellers. They will be there on the street now. Dude, if they see you with a girl and a light, they'll come and stimulate you to show that they are there. They initiate from the country, they initiate street boys. And they're stopping everywhere. Come and show us love. But what kind of nonsense they are doing? I'm not there. But the way they are doing it, they're making it look like it's just like Akara business. Go to abroad. We have different confraternity in abroad, and they are doing their own way.
All right. Thank you very much. Speaking of abroad, remember I mentioned that if you ever saw those movies, those dance movies or competitive movies or sports or whatever, many of those young people were in confraternities. They were representing their houses, right? And like I made mention of Pitch Perfect, the Baden Bellas, the Troubles, all those people were in sororities or quote-unquote confraternities. Let's get to WhatsApp now and read some messages, all right? The WhatsApp number, 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416. Fear, disillusionment, and hope. If you are in a place where your safety isn't guaranteed, you know the justice system is a joke, people will tell you to leave it for God, and you see others routinely get away with doing bad. It can seem like the right move to join a fraternity, a cult, or whatever anyone is calling it. If you are in a place where you see that your degree can't take you into the job of your dreams, but you see folks getting cushy jobs and plush apartments, even when they may not be academically up to it or have the prerequisite experience, I can see the lure of join us and we'll sort out your life. Can be appealing. Anonymous. Okay, all right. So it says Stomp the Yard, I think, is the movie you want to mention. Oh, there was Stomp the Yard. There were so many of them. Bring It On. Yeah, there were so many movies like that. Now, greetings, Jude. If you want to know the essence of an issue, check the motive. Some persons join confraternities as a platform to network. Some join merely because of peer pressure. The value of any action lies in its motivation. See Fine Bone. The value of any action lies in its motivation. Now, if we were to use just that quote, right, juxtapose it with confraternities, our conversation now, the abuse and the glorification, because some of these things that have been abused, some of these, associations, have brought disrepute, not just to these individuals, but to Nigeria as a collective. Back in 2018, right? Just as I was about to celebrate my very first year working here, there was a story that came through from Italy where Nigerians who were there were trying to outmuscle the local mafia. They carried their confraternity, those boys who left the shores of Nigeria and went to Italy. They started doing the Omonile type of thing to Italians. It wasn't as though they were even trying to, hey, as a Nigerian, come up. No. They were doing to the natives. The sheer effrontery and the ballsiness of that action obviously did not go unnoticed. The police got involved. Interpol got involved. And you wouldn't believe this, even the mafia, the local mafia, got involved. This quote-unquote confra, they obviously ran away from Nigeria for whatever reason. And they took it over there and they got punished. They were caught. There were videos. How many of you remember? There were videos of the sting operation. There were evidences of transactions, and even the threats they made to the locals in those communities where they're residing was documented. Confra. And so here we are, 2024. Nigeria trying to chart a path into its future, and then something that ought to be a semblance of brotherhood. Like I said, once again, before I take your calls, let me get the definition. Fraternal bond, a brotherhood, a group of men associated for some purpose or in a profession. So like I said, if you are in NMA, for example, if you are in Koren, for example, if you are a member of ICAP, it's a form of brotherhood, confraternity. If you are like Jude, you are one of the members of the Bola and Fish Eaters Association of Nigeria, hey, we are a confraternity. But the term has been abused and then glorified. Why? 017-923-0002, 017-923-0007. All right, let me get to read comments on WhatsApp. Jude, as you have correctly pointed out, these are not confraternities or cults properly, so they are actually gangs, and better said, criminal gangs, and must be depreciated. Until the very late 90s and early 2000s, these gangs were restricted to the universities, but some of them started having street and community wings and became a cancer in the body politic. If indeed they are back on university campuses as you say it is, because those that left I have now found their way by hook, crook, or wayo into power, and they need reinforcement of their ranks. Without good examples, gullible, impressionable young people will be easily swayed by their offer of peanuts and the promise of wealth. Joe, with that submission, God's time is not Nelga. God's time, good morning to you, please.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning.
Yeah, the discourse on the radio station which you brought up this morning is quite interesting because there are so many things that is happening that ought not to happen. Now, the Confraternity, I think, was misunderstood by some certain element who turned it to criminal side of it. Because one, it was a point of coming together to fight for a particular purpose or for a particular cause. And if I can recall vividly, it was actually used to question or checkmate any lecturer who was doing illegal or illegality in the school by not allowing some certain brilliant person or people who have passed some grade not to have that grade. But later on, it was changed, and it was changed to a bloodbath group. I think why it's resurfacing is because of one, most of the lecturers have started doing war up not to go. The old lecturer said, if I don't do this, I will not pass. And the brother will be like, oh, for here, why? But for me, I don't still support evil because I know no matter what we do, it will turn out to be evil at the end of the day. So I think the government should swing into action, first of all, by looking at some laws that doesn't empower the people. Resource control up to be checked in, because in my place we have oil, we have gas, but I don't have money. Why? Because some decree was made long ago, a land use act. They drill and they sell, and I have nothing to show for. You see pipeline all over in my community, and there is mud house scattered everywhere. And you think gangs will not come up to checkmate such. And you see bunkering going on. The issue that made the people went into bunkering. Because one, this bunkering also instigates courtesan and confraternity. You need to get people who work for you. People who do the military, the people who say no to bunkering, and every other person. I think government should look into most of the acts that we are implemented long before now. I can't have oil and I'm suffering, which is happening now. In Dubai, in United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, the rest of them, I think the laws are not exactly the same. Government should allow the people control their resources and also provide jobs. You see these young men on the street, some of them are into drugs, some of them are abused. Whatever thing you see they are doing, they must have a clique to protect whatever thing they are gaining from that particular place they are. Go to my tree park. You will see different fraternity in it. Go to any of the parks that for protection. They do that because they know other persons will come in. And when you come in, they intimidate you out because they are in groups and not in one again. I think, Jude, the government should do the needful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. God's time speaking from Onelga. Very well articulated there. Let's get to WhatsApp. Now, more messages are coming through. 0809-030-6416. Now, the actions of those Nigerian cultists you just mentioned trying to take over Italy is no different from aggressive evangelism done by religious groups in Nigeria. Proselytization is everywhere, and members of such groups are typically encouraged to be widely disrespectful of others' beliefs, existing associations, and lifestyles, whilst on their recruitment drives to boost their membership list. Can you beat that? Can you beat that? It actually does make sense. Facebook at Nigeria Info PH. Let's get the X as well at Nigeria Info PH. Join the conversation this morning. If you just join us inside Port Harcourt, we're taking a look, at this confraternity issue, and I'm asking, what is the law? Why is it so strong? We had thought that the government, schools, organizations had done their best. There were PSAs, there were what do you call them? Seminars and revival camps. Yes, so that people will not join. But whispers are coming through. Oh dear, that was an anonymous caller. Apologies. Okay, all right. X at Nigeria Info PH at Nigeria Info PH is where you'll find us this morning at Nigeria Info PH at Nigeria Info PH. All right. Also on Facebook with the same handle at Nigeria Info PH at Nigeria Info PH. We're talking about confraternities, the abuse and then the glorification of these very things that they have done. All right. Ibifuro says, Yahoo is a senior confraternity currently in a higher institution. I can see where there can be a correlation here. Yahoo is a senior confraternity currently in a higher institution. You know what that means, right? That some of these internet fraudsters, as stats have been showing, are younger people. And where are they? On campuses. 92.3. It's interesting to know that you all are paying attention and seeing these things. So it wasn't just me. We'll be back after this break. Don't forget, we have a big conversation by 11 o'clock. We get to talk about POS. Oh, yes. Today we're going to expose some things to ourselves this morning. And a bit of Jude's Corner by 10 o'clock. My ignorance is about to be laid bare.
The show continues after this break.